Hey, this is Jennifer Caldwell. Welcome to my second desk crit. Last week, when I did my first concept of my project, I was considering that I would do a project that was for just for fun, basically about decorating cookies. But after thinking about it for the last couple weeks and really pondering about how I wanted to do the project, I decided that I actually wanted to switch gears and do something that I could use for my job as a fifth grade teacher. So I've now settled on a different project idea, which is going to be the parts of the economy. So, a part of the fifth grade social studies content is that I have to teach the four different parts of the United States economy and some of the effects that changes in each of those parts would have on the total economy. So I've decided that that is what I'm going to do my project on. I think that it will be more meaningful for me, and there will be lots of opportunities for me to create different interactions and questions, and the chance to present a lot of content to my students through this. And also, since I plan on being out on maternity leave for part of this time period, because I'm about to have a baby, I can actually use this project then with my students to be able to teach them from home, which will be really awesome and useful. And I think that'll be a good experience for myself and for my students. So part of the reason why I settled on the parts of economy is that there's not a whole lot of resources available out on the internet for teaching the parts of the economy. There's lots of stuff about United States history, but the economy is just an area that isn't touched on very much for elementary students. Most of the materials are at a high school or college level. So I think this will be a great area for me to focus my efforts on. I want to be able to make my project exciting and relevant to my students too, so I'll be able to use a lot of examples that I think they can connect to if I make the project myself. So some of the things that I've been thinking about as I think about my project is just starting to work with Storyline. It's been a very steep learning curve for me because I have a Mac, so I had to work on installing Parallels, then Storyline, but I've been able to work through the program pretty easily now. Working with the audio has been a new experience, and I've realized now that a lot of the video and audio that I've made in the past, and probably even this audio, has had trouble with pops, clicks, and all the different clipping and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool to know how to fix that now, and maybe with more practice with it, I can apply that in other videos I make for my students as well. I'm excited to see how I can use it for other things. Um, I'm trying to work smarter, not harder now. So what that means is as I've been doing my sample slides, I'm trying to keep them loosely aligned with the theme of fifth grade economics so that when I go to do my final project, I can maybe just tweak some of the content in order to be able to use it for my final project. So I hope that that is a way to help me work smarter, not harder, be able to use my time in the best way possible. Some of the ideas that I have for my project now that I think will make it engaging to my students would be that I would like to do some sort of simulation or a storyline throughout the project where the students are maybe following a family or a business owner and learning about the different parts of the economy through the eyes of that person. So I included a photograph here of a couple that owns a gelato business. Maybe it could be something like that that they could relate to easily and that we could follow through the different parts of the economy. Also, I would like to have some interactive matching and sorting activities for the students so that they can test their knowledge as we go through the activity. Do they understand the different parts? Can they sort different jobs between the four parts of the economy? I think that would be exciting to the kids, and as a teacher, it's important to me to know how my students are doing and to know that they're getting a chance to practice the information as they're learning. And then finally, I'm kind of trying to toss around some ideas of a culminating activity that I could have the students participate in the end. I don't really know all of the different possibilities that Articulate has or Articulate Storyline has available to users, but I would like to do some sort of culminating activities where students could maybe create their own exemplar business. That I think would be really meaningful to my students. But again, I don't know if kids could be able to create content as they're interacting through the website, so that's something I will have to learn more about before I can decide if I want to do that or not. And then finally, I'm just trying to think about what my next steps will be. I would like to start planning an idea of my website with maybe a map or a script of, what do I need to introduce? How do I plan to introduce it? What activities do I want the students to do? I'd like to kind of start to work ahead, especially thinking about what will my layout of my slides look like? How will I make it have a continuous theme through it? Maybe something with like a money background, currency, something like that. Start thinking about what photographs I might need. Basically to try and do some of that work ahead of time so that I'm not waiting to the last minute and stressed about it. So those are my goals for my next step. Thanks for viewing this, and I look forward to hearing your feedback.